this video, we're going to see why no HTML for you, 1 year, if you're in a public group or other groups in Joomla. Hey there, Joomla fans. Tim Davis here. I'm a Joomla fan too. Thanks for, let me move this microphone over here so you can hear me. Thanks for tuning in to today's Maintenance Monday live stream, number 147 here on the Basic Joomla Tutorials YouTube channel. And today's episode is being brought to you by mysites.guru. And we'll talk more about that. But if you want to get your first month free with mysites.guru, it'll get better with time. Head on over to mysites.guru and use the code BASICJoomla to take advantage of that offer. All right, so no HTML. Why don't we want to let people have HTML? It's all because of a change that came out in Joomla 3.9.19, which I only just learned about from mysites.guru. So let's head on over there and check that out, and we'll get talking about that. Where are we here? Okay, it's going to help if I change to my grandpa glasses. Hello, Imran. Good to see you in chat there today. Say hi in chat, and if you're watching live, give the video a thumbs up. That would be great. All right, so let's check this out. Now, oftentimes I'll show you how to do something in the core of Joomla, and then we'll look at some other tools to do it. But since I learned about this change today from mysites.guru, we're going to start there. So what is mysites.guru? Many of you know. It is a tool that you can use to manage Joomla and WordPress sites from a single dashboard. And you've seen me use it plenty. It saves me tons of time. And you should definitely head over there for a free site audit. You don't even need to use that code for that yet. All right, so when you're in mysites.guru, you can check out the information about your, in this case, Joomla site. This is the information for my wife's piano teaching site. And as you will see, there's lots of, we do a quick snapshot here of the condition of the site. There's plenty of things that are okay here because I've used this tool to learn many things and keep it up to date. And then you'll see there's a few red things. Some things I'm not worried about, and some best practices I'm not really concerned about right now. But there is a new filter. So look, I'm going to click this green eyeball up here. Hello, Bjorn. And that just shows the big issues. Like, for instance, oh, there's one up here. Default setting for, anyways, I forget. But this is the one that's new that I noticed. The default setting for the public, guest, and registered groups recommended to no HTML. I didn't know that this was a change that was being recommended from the Joomla security team till I saw this here on on mysites.guru. Basically, the filtering that is set for the different groups, the core groups or the default groups within Joomla, allows you to put certain code or use certain features. And up until 3.9.19, the default was to allow the public group, the guest group, and the registered group to use HTML if they are adding an article or something. Now, why would you have a guest group add an article or content to your site? That would be insane. So that would be like a huge mistake anyways. But like we talk about with security, it's like the rivets on an airplane. You want every single rivet to be tight as possible. That way, if one of them fails, maybe your other rivets are going to be fine. You just don't want to have a lot of rivets failing because that's when things get bad. So keep them all tight. So what you can do here is go and change the default filters in Joomla, but mysites.guru has a handy dandy little tool here. In fact, they also have handy dandy information about these different items. So you can always click learn more and you can see more information about it. All right. So, but for this, for my wife's site here, all I have to do to change that is use this investigate tool. And it's just going to click fix. And it's going to go ahead and fix that issue. That was easy, eh? Huh. So you almost think Phil was Canadian. As you can see from the information, the way that you can do that without using mysites.guru, you've got to post it right here, is to go to System, Global Configuration, and Text Filters. So why don't we do that? We'll log into the back end of my wife's site. Another cool thing about managing all these sites from mysites.guru is I can actually go to the admin console right from here. I don't have to go and type in /administrator. I can go right to it, and I'm already logged into the back end. I have that set up. So another huge time saver. Edza, good to see you today in chat. So what were we looking for? Let's go back here. If you're doing this just in your site manually, you're going to go to System, Global Configuration, Text Filters. All right, System, Global Configuration, and Text Filters. And now what you're going to set here for this group here, register. Well, see, it's already set because we used Phil's tool. Public, no HTML. Registered, no HTML. And guest, I don't even have guest on there in this particular one. I must have deleted it. Anyways, it would be set to no HTML. So do that for your sites. Now, here's the one issue that you want to keep in mind here, and that is if you have people who are in a registered group and you allow them to add content and you want them to be able to put HTML, paste HTML or use HTML in their content, then you don't want to change that filter. Now, if you have people that are doing that, what I would recommend is go with the no HTML filter for the registered group and create another group for those people, or assign them to a different group. In fact, if we just change back to the screen here, assign them to the author group, or assign them to editor, or create a new group that gives them that permission, and then leave registered to no HTML. The reason being is that if someone that you don't know registers on your site, if you have registration that's open, immediately they would have permissions as your other registered people to put content on, and you might want to put up a bit of a fence, a bit of a guard, just to make sure that you have good control or good access control to people who have the ability to put content on your site. So that was the topic for today. We're going to stick around and chat afterwards, but if you were just here for the maintenance tip, definitely check out mysites.guru. Get a free audit for your site, see what's happening there. But remember, go into your Joomla site or Joomla sites and follow the recommendations of the Joomla security team and set the filter type for public, registered, and guest to no HTML. So until the next time, for those of you who are leaving, enjoy your Joomla sites and God bless. And hello to everyone who's sticking around. Good to see you. There was no Watch Me Work live stream last Wednesday because I wanted to take some time and do some different things with relationship to background stuff here for the channel. And I may very well not have a live stream this Wednesday. I'm not sure if I'm going to or not. I actually do have a topic that I want to talk about. It's not so much related to working, but something that's Joomla, the OSM, that's the board that watches over Joomla, has put out a request for proposal for conflict management or something like that. Basically looking for someone to hire someone to do HR stuff. And so I have some thoughts about that. So I might talk about that on Wednesday, but if I don't have time to prepare for it, I might take Wednesday off again to continue to work on behind the scenes stuff because I did not get as much done as I wanted last week. Hey, Chuck. As I wanted last week on that, and I do need to get things, some things tidied up so we can launch. Well, I can move forward with some things. So we will see what happens with that. And as you know, just watch. Hey, look, if you have other things to do on Wednesday, definitely make them. Don't. In fact, anyways, if I don't know if I'll be on Wednesday or not. Just watch. You'll get notifications, especially if you've rung the bell for notifications when I go live. And I'll try to let everyone know in social media what's happening one way or the other in the Slack group and on Facebook, on Twitter. So make sure that you follow on that. So anyway, so it has been a week since I was live and since we've caught up on anything. So hopefully you guys can, if you have anything to share, you guys and gals have anything to share, any projects you're working on. Last week we actually helped out with a couple of issues that some people were having with their sites. So if you've got something that you would like some help on, then please go, by all means, go ahead, paste it there, or something new that's going on. What will I catch up on here? What is new that's happening here at CyberSalt World Quarters? Hey, I'll tell you something that I'm trying, and I've not done it today, but you know, mornings is not a good time for me, even when I get up kind of later. And so, and then I get down here and there's so many things to do at the desk and work and to catch up on, and then I think of the big things that I have to do. So here's something that I'm trying. I'm trying to do 10 quick, just have 10 quick victories first thing in the day when I settle down to work. Just quick little tasks that I can finish up that I know that are, you know, those little things that are hanging on in the back of your head, and you think, oh, I have to invoice that person. Oh, I really should change this setting. Oh, and I've got to catch up on that little thing. And then you also think, oh, I've got these big, huge things to do. What should I do? So I think a lot of those little things really drain our mind and our attention quite a bit. And I know they do for me. So what I thought I would take 10. I didn't know I was going to use rocks or marbles or something, and I would keep them in a mug. And actually, so I have this mug here. This is what mysites.guru was before. It's my Joomla.com. And so, you know, what will I do with this mug? It's an old logo, and I leave it on my desk. So what I have is I thought, oh, I know what I have 10 of. I have 10 of these little paper clips. Let's see, if I move out of the way, maybe that'll focus. Yeah, you know, these little, it's okay, it's kind of blurry. Oh, there you go. It's kind of blurry, but they're just those little paper clips. They're not, anyways, they're for holding paper together. I have I have a whole bunch of these because I actually use them to pinch the two curtains together at the back. See, this is two curtains. On the back side, I have these all pinched down. So what I do is I have these 10, and I keep them in this mug. And now what I'm trying to do, and it's just to help me, I'm not being super freaky, anal retentive about it, that, oh, I've got to do it or else, you know, I don't need more stress in my brain. But I take them out, I dump them down on my desk, and then I try to do 10 quick things that will allow me to, and each quick thing I do, I take it, I put it back in the mug, and then I'm slowly, so for instance, then I just slowly catch up things. So it might be, oh, I need to invoice that person, or I need to phone that person, or I need to work through some of this loose paper, these notes on my desk. So if I, just 10 things right away, just so it gets me going, and I have that sense of accomplishment, and I'm free of that drag of like, oh, I have so much to do. So, so many of those big things. And that also helps to lead to a less cluttered workspace. For instance, one of my things today could be to take these two clips and put them away. I leave them sitting in my desk. They used to be for the boom arm that my camera is mounted on. In order to get it to stay down when my desk is down, my stand-up desk is down, I would clip this on there and it would keep it stretched out. But then it dawned on me that all I need to do, somewhere around here, oh yeah, all I needed to do was take one, was take one of the springs off of that arm, and now it works so much better because I don't have a big camera on that arm. I actually just have a small webcam. So anyway, so that's what I am doing. Something new I'm doing here in the office to try to help me. In fact, I'm going to leave that spring right hanging on that arm back there so I don't lose it. Anyways, all right. So let's see. We got some stuff happening in chat here. Brad says he's changed the override for articles in dev site joomlaforever.com. Now it's using grid. It's nice. You're slowly getting there, and you got an and you got an audit from tm.joomla.org. Yes, the trademark. We were talking about that last week. Let's check that out. Dev site Joomla Forever. And we're going to put that over here on this main screen. And let's go to the right computer screen. All right. Cool. And what did you say? You did, you changed the override for articles. Now it's using grid. All right. So let's check out an article here. Test and reviews. Review Kiva admin tools. Alrighty. And you've got this on, I think you have this on full width for the screen too, right? Or is it a certain width? I know it's not going right across my, it's going right across my screen at the top. And this is centered. So the admin tools, it's looking very good. Oh, interesting. You got this comment as a guest, or intense debate, or WordPress.com. All right. Intense debate. I've never heard of that one. Let's check that out. Log in to intense debate. Let's create an account. Intense debate. Imagine better comments. Just imagine. Let's go to their homepage. Intense debate is a feature-rich comment system for WordPress, Blogger, Tumblr, and many other blogging CMS platforms. Supercharge your community, increase reader engagement, boost your page view. And see comments. Reply directly to specific comment with nested replies, very nice. Email notifications and reply by email. Respond to and moderate comments via email. Oh, interesting. I'll have to check this out. Yes, I saw that it's an asteroid. I recognize it, Bjorn, it's an asteroid. Administration, moderation, blacklisting, spam filters. Cool. This might be, this be something to check out. Maybe we'll do that as a watch me work some point. Social commenting. Let your readers post comments using servers like Facebook, Twitter. You can also sign up for an intense debate profile. Gravatar, that's cool. Gravatar lets you use one Gravatar everywhere. And online today to get to know your readers and post without a guest. Okay, guest commenting. Okay. Cool. We'll have to check that out. In fact, let me just do that right now. Let's open up a tab. I'm going to put that over here. I'm going to go to my drive. And I'm going to go to, let's see here, basic Joomla. And we're going to go to giveaway notice, giveaway watch me work. There we go. And here's some watch me work ideas. Okay. Check out, oops, daisy. That's intensedebate.com. Better spell that properly, although I'd remember. Check out the Bjorn. Give you the credit for that. Right, just doing the housekeeping right here, right now, so we don't lose track of that. Okay. Okay, so Mary, she says is looking, you're looking for a way to, okay, I don't want to miss something. Looking good. Mary says she was looking for a way to display categories and have been enjoying using the free Minitech.gr Joomla extension. Let's check that out. There we go. Minitech Wall, a powerful masonry layout system for displaying content in Joomla. Ivor says when he used to work for Xerox 20 years ago, they talked about going to a paperless world. Yes, no papers anymore. Okay, so Minitech wall. Let's check this out. Let's view the demo. Mary, do you have a site that you're using this on? Yes, a paperless world is a dream. Bjorn says, possibly. I mean, I have clients that keep giving me branded notepads, and certainly, certainly I have I'm pretty analog with respect to my notes. I think partly it's a discipline thing and changing to something different because it's just so easy for me to scribble on a piece of paper, but then I end up with this huge mess. If I were to just be disciplined and stop and open up the window or open up the program, then type in my notes and have them there, that would be much better, and I would have them. And we've seen some of those things there. Mary says she doesn't have a site that she can show right now. Imran says to Bjorn, make a little space between Facebook and Twitter icon at the bottom. Okay, so here, let's view the demo. There it is here. Quick info. Well, they have a pro version as well. Here's a demo of the Masonry Grid. Okay. What are you looking at here? Okay, so. Oh, that looks cool. All right. Oh, so this is one thing there. Oh, okay. We got picture. Oh, picture. So picture and text. And you can filter by category. So let's just look at exploration. Oh, nice action there. Cool. Filter by tag. Let's look at Batman. There's only one. Category, sorting direction, columns. Oh, 2 columns. That's 2 columns. Oh, one. Oh, okay, sorry. Let's see here. Oh, here are columns. They look the same, but oh, this is kind of nice. Cool. A vertical list. Ah, yeah, that does look good. I like that. Nice. All right, let's go back here and check out their columns group. We probably already looked at that. Yes, okay. Columns. And then what have they got here? What's different in their pro? Let's see. We should check this out here. That's so Masonry Grid free. And pro. Oh, so Pro has load 14 more at the bottom, whereas Masonry Grid doesn't. Okay. And it also has rows. Oh, you can select the number of rows. Okay, so let's go 16 rows. Wow. Okay. And I think that's probably the difference there, right? And let's go back here, and so columns grid probably has the same 2 options, but here's vertical list. Let's check that out. Oh, that's vertical list. We did check that out. And they've got, oh, look at that, scrolling down automatically opens up more. Oh, and it's lazy load. Hey, that's pretty nice. And you get the yellow box when you mouse over. You get the shading when you mouse over. That's cool. Now so let's see a little bit more about this company here. MIN. I guess I gotta look. Oh, Minitech, MIN. So this. All right. Let's just refresh and get that up there. Imran says a good competition between Rocket Sprocket for fancy content display. Yes. And you know, I find Rocket Sprocket a wee bit heavy on the page load time. I have a client. Hello, Peter. Now, Peter is a new client of mine that I'm working on some stuff for his site. And whenever we have a meeting, he says, I think I'm giving you lots of ideas for your live stream because I'm often referring to him. So this time I'll just say, hi, Peter. I am working on your site. Anyways, so he's got a Rocket theme template and is using Rocket Sprocket. And I just think a lot of the stuff that's loading in it is slowing it down. So we're actually... I'm actually working on also an asteroid template for him. I'm using he has a form, and I'm using Protostar for that form because we just need to have it the proper colors, not a lot of bells and whistles. And then I'm also going to we're working on an asteroid template in order to make his front page snazzier and faster. So this probably is not using. I wonder what this is using for coding. I bet you it's probably using something core in Bootstrap or something like that. Let me catch up on the chat here. To do the good competition between Rocket Sprocket. Yes, not much for category display, but this allows for more than that. Does Rocket Sprocket do category display? It has lots of options. Rocket Sprocket. I wonder. Etza says, I always wonder how to make a combination between SP Page Builder and a component like this Minitech wall. Yeah, and I'm guessing, and then you've got try components anywhere. So I'm guessing that this is probably just shows up in the component section of the template. That you make a page, and obviously this page does not have a lot of module positions to it because it's just showing this off. So let's check this out. Let's take a look at insert. Here, I know how to do this better in Chrome. I know how to do this better in Chrome. So I'm going to go to Chrome and do that. Oh, now I've got a workman who's walking around in the front yard of my property here. Just interesting. You might just be here reading the gas meter. We'll see. All right, so let's go inspect. And hover box. Let's CSS. And wall item, wall div, and then wall cover. Okay. And inner content. So it looks like it's just CSS. Ah. I thought we might see some Bootstrap stuff in there. Hold on I see what this guy's doing. I will use my live stream. Live stream will continue in a moment. I'll be right back. And I am back. All right, so it's a local construction company. They're going to be, we've been doing the hedge. They've been doing sidewalks in front of my house and property and stuff like that. So I think what he just did was he just put a signal on my gas meter so they can see where the gas line is for when they're digging. So there we go. I am back. Now hopefully that little break, the music there, does not get picked up. Copyright thing. I think that's actually Joomla's. I think that's actually YouTube music right from YouTube, so it should be fine. Try components anywhere. Hi, Chuck. I'll have a look at that. Regular Labs, I suppose. Yes, components anywhere is Regular Labs. How is everyone today? Chuck says, okay, thanks, I'm still alive. Brett, yeah. Some page builders don't play nice with it. Yeah. What you can do, though, is you can, if you want, as we've seen before, if you want a big empty page like this, right computer screen, like this page here, without a lot of module positions on it, you can create a copy of a template and then just have a layout for that particular style of page or area. Assign it to the menu, and then you don't have to worry about other stuff getting junked up. So Imran says, Rocket Sprocket, create module and shortcode to use with customer loading module in an article. Yep. Yeah, that's enough. Yeah. Yeah, that's so great. Any module that you have, you can just embed inside of an article. So you could do something like that here. Let's go check this out. I want to see. Oh, we were going to check out their site, yeah. Before I had people walking around on my property here, which I'm not so worried about. Joomla extensions, professional extensions for Joomla and WordPress. What else have they got? Minitech wall, oh, okay, they've got a slider. Oh, Minitech FAQ. Let's view the demo for the FAQ. Yeah, let's do that. Documentation with question and answer. Okay, open. You ask, learn more. Proper talk is learn more. How much knowledge do I need to implement Joomla? You click on that and you get your information right there. Okay. I'm a developer. Where's some advanced? Okay, cool. Beginners. Hosting requirements. Oh, very nice. Okay, that's cool. What else we got here? Documentation. Oh, with a live search Q&A section. Let's see that. I can't log into my account. Okay. Hey, that's very nice looking. I like that. Forum sections. Pre-sales, not for technical support. Pre-sales, click on there. Oh, and then they have their own little forum thing here. Ask a question. This form, oh, form? Did I see form? Did I see it wrong? Forum sections. Okay. It's a busy day around here. I think my wife may answer that. Otherwise, I'll get it later. So that's a nice form. And, all right, so let's go back. Form, user profile, login required. Okay, so, all right. That's their FAQ book. What else have they got here? So, Mary, how did you find this? What's going on? What about to some pages? Rocket Sprite, you can't hide. You can hide that with CSS too. What can you hide with CSS? Some of the modules, possibly. What about Gallery Element JD Builder? That also has Masonry. Does it? Cool. Now, I've not looked. I actually just showed my wife Asteroid Framework and JD Builder the other day. It's open graph used with questions. Chuck, I'm not sure what you mean by that. Is open graph used with questions? Imran, in order to use this properly, you have to disable text editor for that custom module. Mary says you need a category display and you searched everywhere. Okay. Yeah, I was just curious because I've not heard of this company before. Page content, breadsheet. Oh, you can. Oh, page content. You can have with CSS. FAQs book instead of an extra template. Yes. Okay. Yes, instead of an extra template, you could hide some of the things for in page content using CSS. Rock Sprocket actually works good without a text editor. Yeah, there's some stuff in Rock Sprocket that you don't need to do any editing in. You can just type, especially if you're using the assigned stuff to some of their slideshows or presentations. Minute text slider, content notifications. Allow users to subscribe to content change notifications. All right, to view the demo. Let's view the demo here. Oh, it's a subscription box. Subscribe to this content and receive updates directly in your inbox. By subscribing to this content, you consent the use of personal data. So this is one of those pop-up things here. Let's see here. Notification events. So create a notification event whenever you publish or update an article. Notification events create automatic notifications. All right, so create a new article, notify someone whenever you publish or update an article. Notifications events create automatic notifications via cron jobs and scheduled publishing date. You can also schedule a notification event to be published at a later date. So they've got some notifications here. So you change something on your site, that would work really well. You probably have to, with something like that, you probably have to be very disciplined about not updating your site over and over and over again until it's absolutely, your article is absolutely done. I often end up finishing an article, I'll save it and I go, oh, I forgot to do this, or there's a typo. So, which would really be great for workflow that's coming in Joomla 4, because then you could really make sure. Otherwise, it seems to me that if I saved an article like 4 times, it might actually send out updates 4 times, and we don't want that. Because then you start just annoying people. What else have they got here? Let's go back to here. Joomla. System messages. I wonder what's different about their system messages. Unobstructive notification system for Joomla system messages. Let's view the demo. Okay. Oh, that's a message. That's a notice. Warning. Minitex System Message is a plugin that replaces the default Joomla system messages with pop-up notifications that don't obstruct the workflow and yet keep the user informed. In addition to Joomla default messages, the plugin also informs the user after a successful login and when the user session has expired. So, yeah, the Joomla message error messages tends to push the whole page down if you have them at the top. Or not error messages, messages like your account is being updated. You can add excessive messages to the queue. Set messages as sticky. Set lifespan of non-sticky messages. Configure animation speed. There you go. So we got this up here. Plug message. Okay, plugin saved. Okay. Change your colors. Oh, that looks kind of neat. View demo. So you get a message notice. And someone clicks on it and then they see it. And it scrolls all the way down there. Error warning. Oh, and this obviously set to disappear after a while. All right, let's check this. Oh, what else you got? Some Mintech Live search system messages. Is there a pro version? All right. No pro version, just that one. Let's see what the options are here. Enable and backend, enable front end, show message on login. Joomla messages container ID. So that, okay. Pool, top center, add new message, duration, and your colors. And then look at this, follows this extension. Subscribe to this content, receive updates directly in your inbox. By subscribing to this content, you consent to use. And that's that other one that we just checked out there. Rocket Sprocket is okay, and then Bjorn, article manager from Joomla Shack is good. Yeah, we've looked at that. Let me just let's check out something else that's interesting. Responsive grid for articles. And responsive scroller for articles. Oh, that's got a nice look to it. Oh, yeah. Very cool. I like that. That's a nice little thing, too. Retro dark. Ooh. Cool. Caption. Okay, so this is almost like a slideshow itself, only for articles. And you've got captions there, modern. Oh, very nice. Oh, I like that. And there you go. Oh, it's a nice, clean looking, well put together site as well. Let's see, description. Category, the number, okay, we've got number for the data source, the category, inclusive, all categories, or you can set it to exclusive, only things that aren't. Child category show number 3, filtering type. Yeah, that's pretty nice as well. Customizable layout, theme, age, show images, crop images. Yeah, fully responsive. Items per row. Oh, so large items per row, medium, small. Okay. And let's see their subscription plans. What do these guys cost? Single extension. No price. 45 one time. Download all extensions. Use extensions forever. 2 months access. 45. That's the what sign is that? That's not euros, is it? Is that sterling? British sterling? We'll find out quickly. And 75 to use them all for a year. 45 for 2. Support for 1 domain. Where are they? Oh, .gr. What's .gr? No, okay, now listen. One says pound and one says euros. It can't be both, right? I'm going to guess it's euros because .gr is Greece, right? Greece. Okay, so it's euros. All right. Edsa wins that time, Bjorn. Yeah. Okay. I just don't. I was gonna say I'm a North American, but I'm a, I'm a Canadian. Mary says she did buy the Pro because you wanted custom grids and the load function to load more than 14 categories. Bjorn Redux. Yeah, so you did buy the Pro, and you got access to all those extensions. And I like that article one. That's pretty cool. I'm just going to write that down, but you know what? I save the chats from every live stream now for referring back to things, so I won't write that down. I'll get that afterwards. Cool. All right. So, oh, you just bought the wall, but okay. So when you said you bought the Pro version of the single extension. Okay. I thought you bought the professional version here. Yeah. All right. Let's go back up to there. Where did we miss? Oh, Breadsy, Joomla Shack Article Manager. Shack Article Manager. Yeah, we looked at this when it first came out, I know. Shack, best way to manage articles from the Joomla front end. Admin features in the front end. Yes. Yeah. €1 equals $1.13 US. Yes. And $1 US equals 1.3, most recently 35 cents Canadian. So going the other way, yeah, euros really skips up for us here in Canada. But there you go. Got to pay to play sometimes. All right. Alrighty, so that looks pretty cool. Anything else? I cannot think of anything else that I have happening here. I shared about my little paper clippy thingy idea. We've, in unrelated news, last Friday, I think it was last Friday, we reached a high of 13 degrees Celsius. So double that and add 30. So double that and add 30. 13, 26, add 30. So about 56 degrees Fahrenheit was our high here. We actually turned the fireplace on here at the house downstairs here to keep things warm on the 3rd of July. The 3rd of July. So that's what's been happening here. Chuck says he thinks that Joomla developers are going the extra mile nowadays. He thinks J4's developers excited again. Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting because and Beta 2 is out. Did you see that? Joomla 4 Beta 2 is out. Yeah, and this guy's got them all ready for Joomla 4 as well. Yeah, so it's moving along. We'll see how it goes. Bjorn says last week you had 30 degrees Celsius, and this week 5 degrees Celsius. Yeah, it was like over 100 degrees up in north of the Arctic Circle in Siberia a couple of weeks ago. So, yeah, and Ivor, that's a good point. Many good Joomla extensions perhaps too many, difficult to choose. Yeah, and you definitely want to get into. I think we probably. I mean, there's one-offs and little things, but I think for what's really nice is like this extension that Mary's put us onto here today. We see that I like that one for the articles, and then you get thinking, if you buy a professional membership there, because there's a couple that you like, you maybe say, oh, I'm going to switch and have the use it for the FAQ, or I'm going to switch and use it for the tag, the warnings, or the alerts. But, for instance, I didn't really look so much at the slider because, it seems like a lot of developers have sliders. But yeah, with so many possibilities, it's good to kind of just connect with groups of them if you're going to use a bunch of functions, because then you get to know how you're using using their back end in the way that they lay things out and do things, and it helps you to move nice and quickly. Whereas in a site, let's say if you had a site that had components from 6 different developers, sometimes they have very different ways of accessing things. Like Foca Gallery has a very different way of in the admin area finding settings and the way that they have it laid out. And then, of course, there's the different page builders and the different things happening there. So, what the Brentsy says, win the lottery. Imran says constantly have 30 plus degrees Celsius for the last weeks, and sometimes it turns out to be 38 degrees Celsius. Yeah. Yeah. 93 there for Chuck. That's pretty hot. I don't listen. I don't know if I mentioned this before. You've got the air conditioner on. I don't doubt it. Our local television station, because with the pandemic, there's not really sports to report on. So the sports reporter started doing a fun segment together with the weatherman, who is just a hilarious guy here, Ed Bain. And so they go out and about in different locations, and they're doing fun things. And it was mostly just to keep people entertained and happy, and just lighthearted for the viewers. And they've done really well. So June was not super warm. We had really nice weather in June, but it was also cooler and maybe rainier. So one of the weather people was commenting about, January, and in one sense, what good does it, we all complain about the weather, or, if you're cold and it's damp, all right, you say, oh, it's such a cold day, or, oh, I wish it was warmer, or whatever. But, when the evening news keeps complaining about the weather, it's just like, they already have enough depressing stuff on at the beginning of the news. Why can't they be cheery? Why does everything have to be so down? And so I actually tweeted out to them. I said, hey, you guys are doing such a great job with these other segments, keeping people happy. Why be negative about the weather? We're blessed to be living here. It's good. We're in a good place with the pandemic where we are at. So let's just keep being positive. And I also was very careful to let them know that I was emailing from a very, I'm not upset, just emailing from a very kind perspective. So Friday, like I said, when it was like only 56 degrees, I thought, well, all right. So I'm grateful that it's not hot and that we are getting rain, because that's good for my new hedge, but it also keeps down the fire risk here in our province. We have a forest fire problem some summers, and just keeps things growing, and overall, that's not a big thing to worry about. So I chose to be grateful and find things to be happy in. Chuck gives me an amen there. Yeah. Ivor says the weather's very seldom just nice, and then you have nothing to complain about. Yeah, and Imran, you're right. Weather has a good impact on every one of us, our work. Yeah. Imran is a fish farmer. He grows fish, and in ponds and tanks. Was it in tanks or in ponds, Imran? And is doing a bunch of agricultural stuff in his village. And so he needs the weather. We all need weather. And really, too, in the big scheme of things, complaining about the weather is not going to change the weather. Being happy about the weather is not going to change the weather. The weather is like the coronavirus. It's just going to do what it's going to do. That said, I still pray about the weather. I still, if I would like a nice day for a wedding, I'm totally down with asking God to give a nice day for the wedding, because we're allowed to do that. We can ask for what we want. And I think asking is a positive thing. I think prayer is a positive thing. When we ask God for things, we're getting the perspective off of ourselves, and we're looking, hopefully, at the bigger picture of things, and we're interacting outside of us. We're seeing that we're just part of something, as opposed to complaining actually makes everything related to us. It makes us the center of everything. So, and if it's a disaster, weather disasters are, and I don't mean to be insensitive to people that are having weather disasters. Like, you can't do anything about it. Just don't complain. And it's okay. It's okay to complain or to lament and to cry. Those are all human emotions, and they're all effective. And so I'm not talking about that in the big picture. I guess in a little sense, I'm complaining about complaining, which is probably counterproductive to what I'm trying to accomplish anyway. So, yeah. Anyways, and the small things we can just be happier about. I noticed too that lately, Chuck says there's lots of complaining in the world right now. I noticed lately that when I every morning I try, once I'm up and about and somewhat awake, I try every morning to get my breakfast, and for me, I'll do some Bible reading in the morning. I read. You have an app on my phone, and I just it's important for me as a follower of Jesus just to have that time at some point each day, because if I don't do it, I just find myself off. But so I will do a little bit of reading, just try to get focused. But lately, I noticed that a lot of my attention every morning was, when I would finish, I was like, okay, and I just ask for help, because I have so much growing to do with respect to work and my business, and I realized, wow, I got to change that a little bit, because I started every day anticipating an area that I need to grow in, which is great. I'm all for setting goals, but it was becoming the focus of every single day. So just part of my morning routine was like, okay, now I'm going to go do something that is an area that I'm growing in, and I have to fight to keep on track in. And so I thought, you know what? That's not really setting me up for I wasn't just complaining, but I just being hard on myself every time. It's just become a routine. I thought that's not healthy. So I've been trying to focus on other things too, or just think, okay, now work is just something that I do, not something that I have to conquer, or not something that I have to keep from conquering me. And I'm not just talking about work, but it's, just time management, stuff like that. So I guess what I'm saying is it's good for us to keep fresh, and at least for me, to avoid running in cycles where I think the same thing over again, or go through patterns in my day and in my thoughts, because it keeps me from being fully alive and experiencing other dimensions to life that are important as well. Emery says it's also for some good reasons disastrous for creating new environmental situation. Yeah, so disasters do disasters certainly do bring about changes in environmental situations. The other thing too is that like a hurricane. I'll use the example of earthquakes because I live in an earthquake zone. If we have a big earthquake, as we're supposed to, about once every 600 years, and it's been more than 300 years since our last big earthquake, we know from tsunami records in Japan and stuff. If we have an earthquake here, it's going to be good for the economy. It's going to be bad for the economy, but there's going to be lots of work fixing things up and construction, and that's good for wood. The same thing happens when there are hurricanes in the world. A lot of damage down in the States, and then they rebuild. So there is an economic benefit to disasters. That does not mitigate the fact that there's a ton of suffering that comes from it. And suffering is hard. And so it's not like, oh, well, suffering, but at least we're going to make money. Because I don't know if, the whole focus of some right now during the pandemic of the most important thing is to make money is literally killing a bunch of people. Now, I mean, we all have tough decisions because we have to eat. If you're renting, you have a landlord. You can't just go to the grocery store and take food. So you have to have income, and a lot of people need to work or need some kind of income to keep living. And so that's the tension that we're living in. So I don't want to be insensitive, or I don't want to be negate that the pandemic is a really hard time for people that can't work. Or a really hard time for people who don't have a government that is helping them get through the times. But just this whole overall, like at all costs, we must protect our ability to make money. Really, I mean, I don't think it's a good overall perspective on life, especially because there's so many people in the world that can't make money. Even without a pandemic, are not making money for various reasons, just because of where they were born, because of political factors, geopolitical factors, race, gender. There's just so many people in the world that life. It's clear life is more than about just getting super, super rich or. Forget about rich, even comfortable. I saw a very interesting post by someone who had talked to a woman who was born. I forget when she was born, but basically she was a young child when World War I broke out, and then after World War I there was the Spanish flu pandemic. Then there was the Depression, then there was World War II, all the different things that she had lived in. She'd lived a life of great trials. And now here we find ourselves as a generation of human beings that are facing a great trial. And so if we take that perspective, like, oh, woe is me, it's unfair that it's happening to me. It's happening to everyone, and it's happened to other people in the past. So we need to react and respond in not so much a self-centered perspective, but to see ourselves in the bigger worldview and to make the appropriate decisions that are needed for the times. All right, hey, listen, I've been let me catch up here. Guys doing here, wonderful. Okay, Imran says, Imran, is there music in that video? I have to be careful what I play so I don't get copyright strikes on the channel or that thing. Yes, and yeah, Imran says that that we're global citizens. Yeah. Yeah. Respond with kindness. Yeah. Difficult sometimes, but true. We're all alike, black, white, brown. Every life matters. Yes. No, on the video, it's a recitation of a verse. Okay, let's, yeah. Yeah, I just was wondering if there's music in the background. Okay, let me, and you shared the link there. Let's just watch this here. Chat on the right. What am I doing here? Right computer screen. Yeah, that's what we got here. Oh, it's a video and it's subtitled, no music. Okay, great. All right, let's just check this out here. I think I've got it set here. It should. Oh. This is what happens when I click on videos, video links in chat for me, because I'm logged into YouTube, so it goes to Studio. So what I need to do is click back, and we'll go this here, and let's check this out here. Oops, that's not it. Copy that. Control A, Control V. And then I have to take out the studio part. Oh, here's what I'm going to do here. I'm just going to take the video ID. And let's go to YouTube. And let's start a video. Hey, look, I'm live. Oh, by the way, in the thumbnail for today, did everybody get my joke here about no HTML for you and who this person is? Some of you won't because it's a cultural reference. But let's open this up in a new tab and let's go here. And great. I'm going to change the video here. Okay, we'll talk about the thumbnail after this. Whoops. No. Okay, sorry. IK. That's. Oh, I did this wrong. Okay, hold on for a sec. All right, I'm having a hard time getting there. Just a sec here. Do. Oh, there it is. Thank you. Thanks. All right, we'll go back and we'll look at him here in a second. All right, let's see here. Open a new tab. There's that video, and this is the video we want to watch. Control Z, Control V. Sorry for the technical difficulties here. That's the video. Watch. So this is maybe fire. Okay, let me go to Chrome here. Maybe it's Chrome that's the problem. Oh my goodness. No.
Deadline tomorrow, and your computer just crashed.
Hold on.
It's switching time.
What is this video?
So Chromebook. And now, it's back to work time. Switch to built-in security.
Do. Is that what I clicked on? A 15-second thing? That was actually, yeah, there. Okay, here we go. Man, this is not easy, is it? V equals. Huh. Let's try this. See here, you'll see at the top here, what I get when I go to YouTube is I get Studio put in there because I'm logged into YouTube Studio. There we go. Okay, skip the ad. Was there just one ad? Oh. Oh, okay. So, all right. So this is 12 minutes long. I will leave, but we're not going to take 12 minutes watching that on the live stream. Well, there was an ad right at the beginning of it. Well, that's nice that you're spending time with your kids at night. I remember doing that with my kids before they would go to bed. And yeah, always going in and tucking them in, praying with them, reading them a story, and also trying to keep, also trying to get them to go to sleep so they're not saying, "Oh, I need a glass of water." Okie dokie. So, everybody, what time are we at here? 12:15. I think that's all that I've got. Let's go chat on right here for the last time here. I'm thinking about getting my wife to cut my hair again. It's starting to get a little bit poofy at the back. Bit like a mushroom. Bit like a mushroom cut. Yeah, definitely can see where it was shorter up top and close, so we will see. Anyways. All right, well, everybody, thanks for tuning in today. 1.5 blade on sides and 2 or 2.5 blade for top. Yes, I have the same. Like I think I told you before, I have a dog trimmer that someone gave me. It's just like an ordinary hair trimmer, but it actually is. It was bought as a dog trimmer. It's got a nice long cord on it too. So anyway, so I use that. I think I use 1.5 on my beard and my eyebrows. You know, that's my welcome to my life. And then I think she uses that on the side, but we will see. Mary, yes, you have a productive week too. Like I said, everybody, there might be a live stream, might not be a live stream on Wednesday. I'll post on social media, and I'll use the that on social media. I'll let you guys know on social media what's happening. Chuck, your partner's a barber for 50 years. Nimrin says that recitation in Pakistan is they're using the verse in the ICU unit of a hospital. All right, everybody. Yeah, that's it. Get my right screen. Here we go here. All right, everybody. Thank you for tuning in today. Thanks for hanging out. And we may or may not see you on Wednesday, but I'll keep you posted. I've got now we've got like, I think 3 ideas or something like that I've got going there. So everyone, have a good rest of your morning or afternoon or evening where you're at. Some of you, like Imran, are already in tomorrow. So until the next time, enjoy your Joomla sites, and God bless.